All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hi everyone, are you able to hear me clearly? All right, great, great. Yes, Ajan, the slides are already posted in the No Big Data My Courses. All right, all right. Let me also open it parallelly. Okay, so you can see the presentation here. One, then there is a presentation for. Okay, all right. Yeah, this is the one you can see here. Okay, good, good. All right, so how is everyone doing? Are you able to log in and able to work with CloudX Lab? Yesterday, Kamal and Christine were facing the problem, so we have resolved those problems. Okay. All right, Hank. So this is the login. Yeah, for you. When you log in into No Big Data, you will see your login password here, and then click on the web console, and you can get started. Great, great. Michelle is okay, able to log in. Wonderful. All right, great. Kamal, were you able to log in? I'm not sure if Kamal has logged in. All right, he's logging in. All right, so today we are going to discuss a very important topic. So password and user, you can see here, this will be, so in your account, you will see your own login, okay, and your own password here. You can either use copy to clipboard or let me start recording if it's not recording. Good, good, it's already recording. Now, all right, so today we are going to discuss a very important topic, and this is going to form the basis of the rest of the sessions. All right, now my question to you is that, all right, so Hank's question is, so Hank has got Linux console at cursor, what to do? Okay, so yesterday we tried to use the basic Linux command. So Hank, have you used Linux before? All right, let me start making notes so that we can coordinate better. All right, today is 4th September. Okay, 4th September, and immediately I'm going to share this link with everyone. Okay, so here you go. All right, so I'm going to send this link to everyone. All right, so Hank, either you could go through the video recording of yesterday on what all we did with respect to the Linux, or we can have a one-on-one session so that we all are on the right pace. Okay, all right, make sense, Hank? All right. So yesterday we talked about how to work on the console, how to create a directory, how to see the listing with ls, listing of file with ls, how to use mkdir to create a directory, how to use a nano editor, okay, to create a file, okay, using nano editor, okay, to create a file and so on. All right. At any point, if somebody is facing a problem, please feel free to ask, or you can have one-on-one with me. Okay, just send an email to reach us at, or actually better would be that you send an email to Hadoop at No Big Data, and okay, with two different time slots. Okay, so that I can pick any of those and schedule a meeting. All right, this is the yesterday's notes. Okay, I'm sending yesterday notes. All right, all right. So actually, two does not work. Three time slots are different. Three different time slots because all of you would be sending the request, and there are high chances that all of you have the same time slots. So give me three time slots so that I can pick one, and then we can schedule the one-on-one. Okay. All right. So yesterday we talked about HDFS as well, right? We went through the architecture that a file, when we put in the HDFS, it get broken into pieces and distributed across the cluster, and every block is also copied. Okay. So HDFS is, although it sounds, a very new file system, but RAIDs were trying to do the same thing. Okay, but they were not able to come up with a great system over the network. They were both mostly defending against the hard disk failure. All right, so we talked about the architecture of HDFS, name node and data nodes. Then we talked about blocks. Then we talked about replication. Then we talked about secondary name node and okay, secondary name node and standby. Also, we talked about advanced concept called federated. Okay, so basically the idea is to be able to confidently and reliably store the data and still have a good read and write speed. Okay, sounds good to everyone? Wonderful. All right, I would actually just give me a second. Let me take a look at today's course. Yes, good. All right, so here we go. Okay, so before we jump into the compute engine, let's try to do a hands-on on HDFS. Okay, everybody in? All right. So let's open the web console. I'm going to open from here. You can click on the web console and it'll open the console. You can copy paste the password as well as log in. So I'm logged in from the here in this console. Okay, this is looking good. All right. Wow, looks like the disk has come back. Very nice. Very nice. Because we had a recent disk failure. All right. Good. Never mind. So this is my console. All right. Yesterday we talked about there is a ls command which gives you the listing in the local file system. So there is a local file system and there is a there is a HDFS. Okay. So let's try to understand that from my laptop. Okay, from my laptop, I have logged into my console, right? And then we are going to talk to HDFS, correct? This is one and this is two. Okay, so from your laptop, you have logged in using SSH slash console, and at the two where you are inside the console, you talk to HDFS using Hadoop FS. Okay, so Hadoop FS is the command. Hadoop FS is the command to talk to HDFS. Correct? Now, there could be another thing. You are directly logged in to Hue. Okay, you're directly logged into Hue. And how do you log into Hue? You could directly go here and click on Hue. Okay, so yes. Okay, let me describe what is Hue. There are these two things that are still kind of mystery. We talked about Web Console. Let's talk about Hue. What is Hue? Hue is a tool from Cloudera using which you can talk to Hadoop. This is a tool for developer and analysts to talk to the Hadoop file system. Other than Hadoop file system, we can talk to Hive, we can talk to Pig, and we can also design the jobs of Uzi. Also, we can talk to HBase, talk to Zookeeper using using the Hue. All right. So you don't have to write code and command for everything, although you can achieve everything using using the okay using the so you can talk to anything, almost every tool using the Hue interface. All right. So one of the things which we are going to do is use the file browser. Okay. This is my HDFS folder. Do not confuse it. So this is my HDFS folder, and where is it located? It is located here. Please pay attention to it. This is my HDFS home directory. Okay. So you would be having your own directory in HDFS. All right. So effectively, you have three file systems. Okay. Effectively, you have three file systems. One is your laptop. Okay. Let me try to draw a little diagram. So one is your, the laptop. Okay. And the other is the on e.console. Okay, sorry. I'll just say web console. Web console is a machine, and every machine has got a file system. Okay, and third is the HDFS, correct? So if you have to transfer a file from your laptop to the web console, okay, what do you use? Because this is a main source of confusion, so I want to clear this up before I jump into anything. That's correct. We use SCP. Okay, so from here to here, if from your laptop to web console, the way we were showing yesterday, we use SCP, SCP, SFTP, WinSCP. There are various kinds of tools to do this. Okay, and from the web console to HDFS, what do you use? Hadoop fs command. Okay, I'm going to go into detail about this particular command today. Okay, we'll talk about this. Then, if you are on your laptop and you want to directly upload the data to HDFS, you can use Hue directly. Okay, is this diagram clear to you? So there are three file system. Your laptop also has C colon, D colon, or if you're on Mac, you have your own files on this laptop. There is this web console which has got your account, and then there is HDFS. Correct? So HDFS home directory looks like this. This is your HDFS. This is my home directory. I call it this. And my home directory here is this. Everywhere I have been given a home directory, including the laptop. Okay. So this is how it looks like. This is home directory. Okay. Okay. I'm marking it with green. So all right, so this is what generally it looks like. SCP is a command called, um, okay, yeah, all right. So this portion requires installation. Okay, this portion requires installation, as well as this is both bidirectional, by the way. Okay, so you can think of it that it is both the way. Okay, as well as, let me change the color. Okay, yes. Okay, so you can upload and download files using these commands. Sounds good to you? Okay, so this is the basic file system, the way we have understood in the slides. Let me put it here so that it is visible to us while we discuss more things. Okay, sounds good. Good questions. Let me try to answer your questions. These are very important questions. So now is the right time to answer the questions. First question is from Jayaprakash. Whatever files are created in the web console w- were not able to see in the Hue. Both are different location. That's correct. Okay, so if I'm creating a directory, let's say here, this is my console. Okay, this is my console, and I say mkdir 27 August batch or 27 August, which I created yesterday. So it says 27 August is already there. Now let's check in the hue if it is already there or not. Okay, 27 August. It is not there. All right, it's not there in my home folder anywhere. All right, I can delete all of this. I don't need this, so I'm going to kind of clean. Okay, be with me. All right, these are a little too many files. Okay, I'll do it some other time, don't worry. Okay, so now it's not there. If I sort it by the, let's say, date, it is nowhere here. You can see that this directory is not there. Good. So this is clear, right? So the two file system, one is here and other is on the console. When I say ls, here I get a listing of the files. Therefore, these two are different. Good. All right. So you will have to, Ajan, you will have to just click on file browser. In the beginning, your folder will be empty because your folder doesn't contain anything. And to upload data directly into HDFS, you can upload here. Okay, now let me try to create a folder called, I'm trying to say new directory. I'm going to say 27 August batch. Okay, it's a different directory here. You can see that 27 August batch is created. All right, in this folder, I can upload files from my local file system. Let's say I have some random documentation. All right, let me upload some text file instead. Okay, or from the Dropbox, I'm going to upload, say, 2nd September, not 2nd, 3rd September into HDFS. Okay, this is my 3rd September notes, whatever I had discussed. Okay, so all right, for some of you, okay, initially for some of you, this file browser link goes missing, and you can use a direct link. All right, I have sent you the direct link. In case the file browser, because in certain browsers, for some weird reason, it is stops showing the file browser link. Okay, in those cases, you could directly type in the URL, I mean slash file browser like this, and it should. So this URL gives you the file browser. Okay. A question from Jayaprakash says, how can we see the files created in Web Console? Okay. How can we see the files created in Web Console to see in Hue? Very good question. All right, let's go back to the diagram I drew. So there are two file systems, one home Sandeep Giri here. Second is this one. Now question is, how do you transfer file from the web console to this one? This one, the first one we have talked, from your laptop directly to HDFS, you can use Hue. From the web console directly to HDFS, you could use a command called Hadoop FS. Okay, Hadoop FS is the command that we are going to use now. All right. Okay, so let me take a few more questions. Yes, Ajan. Okay, good, good. It worked for you. All right. A question from Hank is, do we need to install SCP and SFTP? Yes. Okay. In case you are on, say, Mac or Linux, SCP and SFTP is already installed. If you are on Windows, you might have to install WinSCP or SFTP. Okay. Pankaj's question is, Web Console is a server? Web Console is a server that makes it possible for us to connect to SSH using the browser. So this is something which we have done, that which we have made SSH possible in the browser. Okay. Because lots of systems, lots of network firewalls were not allowing usual SSH. And we believe that if you are into this kind of course and you cannot use console, I mean, you are going to lack a lot of things. Therefore, we had moved everything to the web console. Okay. All right. Sayuk, was I able to answer your question? Your question was, Hue is on HDFS. Basically, Hue helps us manipulating or creating data in HDFS. Okay. So there are two ways. Let's say from your laptop. Okay, let me go back to the diagram again. Let's say from your laptop, you want to upload data to HDFS. You could either take one step here and second step here. Okay, or you could directly take this route. From your laptop using SCP, you uploaded data to Web Console. From Web Console, you could upload data to HDFS. Or you could directly upload using Hue. Okay, good. Bernie is able to connect to the Web Console through the ConnectBot app in Android. I could connect to Hue. Great, great. Swan's question is uploading data from Hue is faster? Not, I mean, it is faster because it is only a single step process. But if you have to upload bigger data beyond 1 GB, then you might have to take the second route. Okay, so Jayaprakash's question is, in a real life scenario, it's a very good question. I would love to answer this. All right. In a real case scenario, if some organization is not using Cloudera, then how to store file into HDFS? Okay. Question is, okay, let's say there is a company who does not use uh, the Cloudera Hue, then how to transfer file into HDFS? There are two ways. Okay. First is you use SCP to upload to a node, okay, running, okay, I mean this one, all right, and then you use, okay, two steps. These are, okay, two steps. Okay, second step would be then use Hadoop fs move to HDFS. We will go into these commands detail more. Okay. The other thing could be the other approach could be to install Hadoop client on the machine containing data. Okay, and in case you are moving data between two large file systems, then in those case you could use Hadoop RCP. Okay, there is something called Hadoop, and and when I said Hadoop FS, you can see there is a command for copying data between the two big file systems. Okay, so I'll show you this. Not Hadoop FS, Hadoop enter. So you can see that there is a dist CP which helps us. Okay, I hope I have been able to answer your question, Jayaprakash. These are wonderful questions. A question from Sayuk. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Web console is a Unix command line to transfer file using SCP. Okay, so web console is to execute Unix command. Okay, web console is a place where you can run any command. Okay, let me show you. So this console that you will see here, when I open web console, here you can't transfer file using web console. You can't really transfer file using web console. The only way you can do is you can so if you want to transfer from this machine called e.cloudxlab. For me, some of you would be having f.cloudxlab and so on. So if you have to upload data from here to the Hue, then you can use Hadoop fs command. Okay, so console is for running. All right, a question from yes. All right. So a question is that can we use PuTTY? Yes, of course. So Web Console is just kind of a bridge. It gives you the same terminal as you see here. I'm using SSH, sorry. SSH and Web Console give you the same output. I just took this basically I made it available, this console, in the browser. That's all. Okay, it's the same thing. But I mean, to connect, either you could use Web Console, PuTTY, or SSH. Okay, all the three things are equivalent. Okay, Web Console is kind of some VM on which Linux operating system in it. So basically, this remote computer. Okay, let's keep the two definition clear. Okay, so I'm calling my I'm calling my machine. Okay, we call it generally local machine or launcher machine. Okay, so for me it is launcher machine is e.cloudxlab.com. Correct? Local machine, launcher machine, e.cloudxlab, it's the same thing. Okay. Okay, so either all right, you could always think of this. Okay, let me draw another diagram that will give you a clarity. So this was about transferring the file. Okay, now there is a machine called e.cloudxlab, e, or I'm putting them in brackets, e or f or g. Okay, for you it could be f, for somebody it could be g. All right, and you are sitting somewhere. All right, this is you. Okay, So you could connect to E using either web console, SSH command, or PuTTY on Windows. Make sense to you? And you will land from everywhere you will get the command prompt. Okay, so I hope this makes some sense from my side. Okay, how to get the command prompt. Okay, so I'm just putting this photo as well so that you can refer it back whenever you want to. All right, never mind. So these are the good teething issues to have. The initial one. All right. Was I able to answer your question, Jayaprakash? A question from Dhirendra is it Hadoop FS DCP? It is Hadoop DCP. Okay, this is Hadoop DCP. All right. A question from Mrityunjay is copying data defeats the purpose of big data. The executable or process must be the transferred to the data where the data is present. Yes, yes, we will understand more about it. That's a very good point, Mrityunjay. Yes. So mostly whenever we are computing, we will avoid transferring the data, but there are times where you cannot avoid transferring data. Let's say you are trying to process data located in your data warehousing, and at least for once, you will have to move that data or copy that data to Hadoop. Correct? In those cases, you will use tools like Flume or Scoop in order to transfer the existing data to Hadoop. Afterward comes the computing. Yes, Biajan, you have a question for me? All right. Ajahn, just wait for me. I'll explain what is Hadoop FS and then we'll talk about Hadoop TCP. Okay. A question from Jayaprakash. Okay. Very good question, Jayaprakash again. If you want to upload a file from laptop to HDFS directly without using Web Console and Hue, I have to install Hadoop client to insert data into HDFS. Okay. If we want to upload a file from my laptop to HDFS directly without using Web Console, you will have to install Hadoop client to install. Yes, to insert data in HDFS. That's correct. Okay. All right. And that's not a very recommended way. Basically, we have disabled this mechanism. All right. When you have to go through directly here, okay, sometimes you could do using from your laptop directly to HDFS using by installing Hadoop client on your machine. The way Web Console is able to upload data into HDFS because Web Console has configured this Hadoop client. We have configured Hadoop client on this machine. I'm using Web Console interchangeably here. Okay, and yeah, so we'll call it just the console. I think we should just call it just the console. And how do I kind of, all right, let me just hide it. How can I hide it? Oh, good. This looks good. Let me fill it with white. Oh, it did not fill it by white. Uh, okay. Yes. All right. I've just, kind of put a white marker on that. Okay. A question from Michelle. Who owns CloudXLab? CloudXLab.com. That's your question, right? So this one, if you open this console, you see e.cloudxlab.com. It's actually ours. So earlier when I was running this, my batches and my student were having a huge problem installing Hadoop. So what I did was I installed Hadoop on the on our own cloud. That made it possible for our students to learn and practice. Okay, so later on, when other instructor wanted to use our services, we had to kind of create separate domain, and that we gave to the. Uh, I mean, that way it became okay. So CloudX Lab is from No Big Data only. So I mean, all other instructors are also using it for training their students now, and we are trying to kind of load balance it. All right, what is this CP? I'll come back to this. All right, just give me some time. This CP is basically to massively copy data to Hadoop. All right, let's say you have already humongous data in your own cluster of Hadoop. In that case, you can use this CP. This CP is a very good command. Say today we are having our cluster on CloudX Lab. Let us say we plan to change our cluster and buy a new storage install a new CloudX Lab. And we basically install a new Hadoop. So between two Hadoops, it's easier to use this CP because it makes sure that it doesn't copy the data that is already copied. And it uses distributed way of copying it. All right, good. So we are on it. Let me try to, okay, how to create file. Okay, we had done this yesterday. We used nano. Okay, my file.txt. All right, we typed something into it, and then then we said how to upload a file into HDFS. Okay, this we use Hadoop FS copy from local. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Yes, Ajan? Yes, yes, it is what I'll show you. Okay. Yes, yes, don't worry. I'll show you. I haven't shown you the command, so it'll work in a minute. All right. A question from Swan is console is like an interface to interact with our other server where we have installed Hadoop to run. Yes. So console is basically a machine. Okay. So this what you see here is this is basically I'm running commands on a machine called e.cloudxlab or its private IP is this. Okay, so this is the console. It's a machine. Okay, it's a machine. It is actually running Hadoop on it. Okay, it is running data node on it. So it's a machine. which is part of the whole ecosystem, and it's running the required components. All right, and also it is giving us a place to run our commands. All right. A question from Jayaprakash: if any network failure happen during copies, Hadoop will uh, take care of it? Yes, Hadoop will take care of it. A question from Sayek. Uh, okay, so this CP is only for Hadoop 1 to Hadoop 2. Let's say you have two clusters, you're moving data between them, then you use this CP. Okay. Madhusudan's question is unable to log in into Hue. What is the user password? Madhusudan, it will be the same as what we have given here. This is going to be your login, and the password will be going to be here. Okay, it should work most likely. Yes. Question from Anuja is there are quite a few questions, Hari. Let me just finish these questions and then I'll show you the rest of the demo and then we will discuss in detail. It's good that these questions are there. Otherwise, it is going to be quite boring for all, right? So let me finish these questions and then we will move ahead. Okay. I understand your concern. Hari's concern is why not we take the question after some explanations. Yes, I'll do that. Let me just finish this. Yeah. Okay. So let me try to answer. This is a good question. Question from Anuja is that Hadoop needs to be always installed on Unix or Linux? Not really. Okay. So since Hadoop is built on Java and Java can run everywhere, it can also run on Unix. Sorry, it can run also on Windows. Okay, it can run on Windows, and that Windows version is called HD Insights. Okay, that's called HD Insights. So it runs on Windows, but not much in production because it has been used only on Azure. And when it comes to the server-side computing, people tend to avoid Windows machines. Okay, so people tend to avoid Windows machines when it comes to the server-side computing. Therefore, I do not foresee HD Insights to be more popular than Hortonworks or I mean the usual Hadoop. All right, Madhusudan, I mean, if you just drop me an email, let somebody from my team take a look at it. A question from All right. A question from Jayaprakash. Could you provide the link to Hadoop client to upload file in HDFS? If possible, you can tell the step. If you're running out of time, you can tell later. Let's discuss it later. Okay, I'll like to discuss it later. It's a little advanced question. All right. Okay. All right. So here you are putting extra dash. This is what is failing, Leeladhar, for you. Okay, so you remove the dash space between the two. And okay, let me try to do it completely, and then we will take more questions on the basics because you have started asking questions which need to be answered a little while later. So we created a directory here called, okay, it's called 27 August. Okay, this is on the local file system of this machine. Okay, you can say host name and it'll show you this is the machine name. Good. All right, this is the private IP for e.cloudxlab. All right, also if you log in into cloudxlab, and if you log in into cloudxlab, you will see that you are already logged in. Okay, if you have visited No Big Data's My Courses, you will automatically get logged in into cloudxlab. Okay, it shows you your lab credentials here. Okay, and also IP mappings, that this e.cloudxlab which we are talking, so there are these many computers connected in the network. Okay, these are these many computers connected in the network. So you can see that there are 7 computers as of now. One of them is e.cloudxlab, whose private IP address is this. All right, IP address is going to be 172.31 and so on. Okay, private domain name is this, while public domain name is this. All right, so this is what we are going to, so this is how these are the 7 servers. And if you want to really take a look at what else is there in the network, you could go back, let's say here, say lab credentials, and click on Ambari. There, if you log in, okay, there if you log in, you can see the details of the cluster. Okay, so this Ambari is an interface provided by Hortonworks. Hortonworks is a company. So what we have done on CloudX Lab, that we first installed everything using Ambari, which means the Hadoop provided by Hortonworks data platform, and then we have installed Hue and other components. So Ambari lets you easily install Hadoop in your network very simply, and you can see here that 6 data nodes out of 7 are dead. Sorry, up. Only one is dead. All right. And so there are 2 dead actually. There was one more node which was extra, which we have killed now. Okay. So out of 7, 6 are dead. All right. Now you can see that. Uh, all right. Name node is here. If you go into name node, you will get to know that, okay, this is the computer on which the name node is running. All right. It's the same. The information about the public IP is available in your tab here, IP mapping. So here, what was that? So 172.31.53.48. Okay. This a.cloudxlab is the one who is having the name node. All right. You can see that. Next is if you want to see where is the secondary name node, it is on 172.31.29.153. Okay, 39. It is on b.cloudxlab. Sounds good. All right. Then you have all these services which we talked as part of the architecture installed. All right. So Ambari gives you the administrative interface. All right. Ambari gives you the admin interface to install, provision, and reconfigure the system. All right. While Cloudera, so Ambari is from Hortonworks, and Cloudera comes up with Hue. Hue basically lets you interact with all the components through the very beautiful UI. All right. So question is, can you use parts of Cloudera and Hortonworks? Okay. So, all right. So basically, I mean, they don't want us to. Cloudera and Hortonworks do not want us to mix the two, but we anyway did. And it's okay to do that because I mean, both are open source and both are, you are definitely allowed to do that. It's just that they have tried to make it a little harder, okay, because they haven't really supported it. So we had to go a little longer route to install Hue. But even in production, it's a good habit to have Hue so that the developers can actually work. All right. So the way I generally recommend people to do is, so in organization, larger organization, what they have is they have production environment, and then they have a test environment. Okay, so production is also running Hadoop, and the test is just a replica of the production. Now, so in the production, you don't generally keep Hue, but you keep Hue in the development or testing environment, so that when developers are working on it, they can happily use this. All right. Okay. So yeah. So first went to CloudX Lab. Okay, I went to CloudX Lab. There, I was already logged in because of visiting No Big Data's course detail page. Okay, I was already logged in here. Then, when I went to my lab, I saw these credentials, saw these videos on how to get started and the web console, etc. And also, I got the lab credentials. All right, I got the lab credentials. Here you can see the same thing. So, yes. All right. Is everybody comfortable with this? So the same thing we have done here, but here it's only a very small section that is coming from CloudX Lab. Okay. So question from Ajan is that what's the use of Ambari and Hue and CloudX Lab? So CloudX Lab is nothing but this nice little interface with which we provide login password. Rest Ambari, Hue, and Console are basically the standard systems. So Console is not, SSH is. So Ambari, Hue, and all the things which we are going to type on the command are the usual commands. Okay. Now, all right. Now in this you have Ambari. Ambari helps you install and provision. Ambari is from Cloudera. Ambari is from Hortonworks. I'm sorry. Ambari just lets you provision the systems, although they are trying to include the facilities provided by Hue. So Ambari and Hue are kind of competitors to each other. Ambari is also coming up with their nice file system and whatever functionality provided by Hue. Okay. And Hue is by Cloudera that allows us to talk to all the tools using nice UI. Okay. And the console is basically a command prompt using which you can run anything on one of the launcher box. For me, the launcher box is e.cloudxlab. For you, it could be F, G, or maybe E. Okay, so that's the basics of the environment. Good. Everybody comfortable with the environment? So here we can see what's happening in the network. What's happening for the name node? Is the memory full or is it free? And so on. Okay. As device space utilization is 34% and so on. Good. Also feel free to look at the Learn tab here. This Learn tab summarizes lots of tools and also gives you the basics on a head start on various components. All right. But Learn tab will be visible only after you log in into No Big Data, go to the My Course, and then go to that particular course. Then it'll get created. All right. That was pretty much about the basic environment. Let's talk about this particular part. Okay, this particular part. So how to create a file? We created a file yesterday. Okay, Hank, you can try now with us. Okay, if you want to add a new node, all you have to go to Ambari, add host. But if you log in into Ambari using admin login password, let me log in into admin login password. What happened? I logged out, right? All right, I'm logging into this using admin. Okay, you don't have to do that. Okay, this is something only restricted to us. Otherwise, other people will not be able to practice Hadoop on this, right? So if let's say in so this Ambari environment, you see, it lets you create data node and do various things on name node and so on. All right. So here, let us say I want to add more hosts. So I can click on add new host, provide the IP addresses of new host, provide a secret login password, and then register and confirm. So it will install these various services. Then in the next screen, it will ask you whether you want to store data node or any other services, or you want to create a secondary name node. So all of these kind of services are provided by these hosts. Okay. So you simply go to cloudxlab.com, okay, or you could simply say this, okay, and log in into CloudXLab if you want, okay. Good. All right. Now let's try to talk to HDFS. Let's try to interact with HDFS. So right now I am in what directory? I am in my usual home directory. I go to 27 August. This is what I created using mkdir. So my present working directory is at the root level, you have home folder, then this, then this. This is on the machine called e.cloudxlab, one of the machines which are part of the cloud. Now, this is the local file system which we are talking to, okay, local to this machine, all right. And if I go to, say, Hue, I'll not be able to see this folder, okay. Now, let us say I create this nice little file called hello world.txt, okay, and I say hi, hello, and world, okay. So I have created this simple text file. Now let's say I want to upload it. I want to upload it to HDFS. How do you do that? We say Hadoop fs copy to copy from local Okay, hw.txt. And what was the name of the directory that we have created there? What was the name of the directory I had created? Here it was 27 AUG right? 27 AUG. So if I do not provide this directory, okay, this is the local file name. This is the target directory. So when I say Hadoop fs copy from local, it's going to talk to HDFS and tell it that, hey, I want to create a file called hw.txt. Then it's going to go to the data node, and there it's going to create this file and copy the data. All right. Now, if you go into this folder, there is hw.txt. This one I uploaded using Hue. This one I uploaded using command line. All right. So this is the same web console, whatever you are seeing. Hari, are you not able to see this console? Instead of using web console, I'm using this one so that I can switch between the windows. All right, it's the same thing as I'm logged in. Instead of using web console, I'm using the SSH. Okay, for you, it will be the same thing. You go to the web console and start doing. All right, so I'll just copy everything into the notepad. Okay, and it should be available to you. So this is the important command that we are using here. All right. So what we did was, first we created a file locally called hw.txt, and then we said Hadoop fs copy from local hw.txt, and then I gave the folder name which I had created in there. Okay. So Hari, are you able to see that? A question from Hank is how to move a file to a newly created folder. Okay, so you can, from where to where you want to move from the local file system, as in e.cloudxlab. So we will call whatever is there on my console, this one, as local file system, while the Hadoop file system will be calling HDFS. Okay, all right. So how to move a file to a newly created folder? If your source file is in the HDFS itself, you can use Hadoop MV. Okay, my file.txt into my folder. Okay, if the file is in the local file system and you just want to, instead of copying it, you want to move, then you can use move from local. Okay, Okay. All right. So one more thing, you don't have to use this command. Actually, I should have avoided it. So if you do this, okay, if you simply do this, okay, Hadoop fs copy from local and the file name and press enter, is going to take hw.txt and put it in your home folder in hdfs. Okay, this command, that we are talking about, okay, takes hw.txt from local. Local means e.cloudxlab.com's local folder, local file system, okay, into hdfs home folder. Your hd okay, hdfs is into hdfs in your home folder. And what is your home folder? You can take a look at, when you log in into Hue, it'll take you to your home folder. Your home folder is /user and your login. Okay, while in the local file system your home folder is /home and this. Okay, so new folder is created. Okay, all right. So when we, all right, now I'll try to show you what I'm trying to do. Let us say I created another file system just now. Let's say I created a new file. Okay, so Ajan, could you repeat your question, because there are quite a few questions. I'm kind of okay. All right. So these move commands are important. Okay, this move command, okay, this one is from hdfs to another folder in hdfs itself. Okay, by default all the files are, all the file systems, whenever you do not provide files starting with slash, that means you are talking to files relative to your home folder. Okay, in the local file system your home folder is /home/login, right? In the hdfs your home folder is /user/login. Okay, so this command moves, okay, from hdfs, okay, moves file called myfile.txt from hdfs into another folder, into another folder in hdfs. Okay, this one, okay, instead of copying it from the local file system, okay, local, when I say it's e.cloudxlab.com's file system, and then it moves from local to the hdfs. Do I make sense to you now? All right, now there are two questions, let me try answering. Okay, Dhiren's question is, what's the difference between Hadoop copy from local and Hadoop disk copy? Hadoop disk copy is between two separate islands of Hadoop. Let's say your organization is having Hadoop and they want to copy certain data from CloudX Labs Hadoop and it's massive terabytes of data, then you use disk copy. Okay, while Hadoop FS copy from local is for moving the file from the local directory to HDFS. All right, a good question from Dhirendra. Can we also copy file folder instead of file? Yes. All right. Sayuk's question is, what is the command to get back Hadoop home location in HDFS? I'll show you this part. Hank's question is, why moving files to Hadoop? Okay, because let's say you are okay. A question is, why to use move from local instead of copy from local? The simple answer is to save storage. Okay, because if you say you have 1 terabyte of data and you have hardly 2 terabytes of space, or say 3 terabytes of space, so the moment you copy from local, e.cloudxlab is also participating in the storage because e.cloudxlab also contains a data node. Therefore, when you copy data, you're creating 5 copies of the data, right? You're creating 5 copies of 4 copies of data, not 5. So when I said Hadoop copy from local, right? This one, okay? When you do this, hw.txt will be on local, okay? And let's say it is 1 kilobyte data, and hw.txt would be in HDFS. There, 3 kilobytes, right? 3 replica factor, and therefore there'll be 4 kilobyte minimum consumed. All right. Dhiren's question is, in the second case, probably this one. Okay. Move from local. The location will be in your home folder in HDFS. Okay. In your home folder, which is /user/ your login. Okay. Login. All right. All right. How to move the okay? How to move the directory? So you could basically specify as the next parameter saying this is your target directory. Okay, this target directory could be absolute, could be relative file system, relative file name or folder name. All right, so next question from Jayaprakash is, if someone wants to access the file from HDFS at that time, if other person is trying to move to other location or other folder, then what will happen? So as I described yesterday, that let's say you are accessing a file from HDFS. Okay, so and the other person is trying to move to other location. So other person uh, you can actually move the directory to another because it does not involve moving the data blocks, right? So question is, when we say move, right? Move from a file from one folder to another, it does not impact data node. It only impacts name node. So since while reading the data, you're talking to data nodes. So actually, uh, name node lets you access data while somebody is moving the directory. Very good question. Hank's question is, for company, all files automatically move to Hadoop. Mostly yes. All of the data that requires backup or all of the data that requires churning gets moved to Hadoop. Okay, and that's also a choice. And we use systems like Flume and Scoop that we'll discuss later. All right. What's the sequence data flow for Hadoop data processing in a company? We will discuss it as we go forward. All right. We will discuss it as we go forward. We're going to go into a detail because it's a profound question, and I would like to take a dig deeper into this. All right. Okay, yes, Japrakash. So only name node will be impacted. So all the readers can continue to read while somebody is renaming the file. So moving the folder and renaming the file are actually the same operation from the perspective of name node because it only modifies it only modifies name node. Okay, it only modifies the metadata. Okay, all right, good. So again, all right. So everybody is able to copy their data, the files they create. So, all right, let me ask a sequence of questions. Number one, create a file in your home directory. Is everybody able to do? Okay, I'm going to create again. I'm going to say 27 August 1st dot txt and just type something and then okay, so I'm able to create it. Okay, is everybody able to do it? All right. Okay. um Japrakash, remind me to answer this question a little while later. Okay, both Ajan and Japrakash, and this one also. I'll take these questions, these are quite advanced questions. For now, let's try to pick it up when there is more space. Right now, are you able to do it, everybody? So I just created this file. Okay. So for me, all I did was nano and this, then typed everything and saved. Good. I hope you could have done it yesterday. Then let's upload it. Upload it in HDFS home folder. Hadoop FS copy from local. Okay. This one. Good. So this has uploaded the file. All right. Check in hue. Okay. All right. All right. So question from Mrityunjay. I'll take these questions later. And for time being, let's just do this. All right. I'm keeping these questions on the stack so that we can answer these. All right. Let's try to check if the file has been okay. So we are trying to do this. let's upload it in HDFS home folder using this command. Okay, and then check it and add it in this. Okay, good. So you can see this. Good. Now we can edit it in the hue. All right, I'm going to write some meaningful text. Okay, good. Everybody's able to do it. All right. Pankaj's question is, can we go to HDFS directly from web console? No. You can only talk to HDFS using Hadoop FS. At most, we'll talk about it later that you can use something called HDFS NFS mounter. Okay, that will mount HDFS folder as a local directory. Okay, all right. So is everybody able to complete these 3 steps so far quickly? Good. Ajan is able to do. Hank is able to do. Christine and all right. Malgorzata is able to do that. Can you give me a nickname? Can I use some nickname, Malgorzata, for you? That'll be nice. All right. Harshvardhan is saying yes. Deepak is saying yes. Good, good. All right. Good. Bernie, are you able to do that? Okay, Maggie. All right. So I will use Maggie. Maggie is far easier. Good. Wonderful. And yes. Swan, are you able to do? Wonderful. Yep. All 3 steps are completed. Now let's move on. Wonderful. Okay, because these steps are going to make you comfortable with the rest of the system. That's why I'm insisting on doing it now. I know that it might be wasting time for some of us, but these are something I would like everyone to do. Okay. All right. So this is okay. Next thing which we want to do is we want to remove. Okay. Remove local file, which is rm, this one. Okay, so I'm going to use rm and this. So my local file is gone. If I say this, it is no longer there. Okay, remove this, try and check if it is no longer there. Okay, I tried this, it failed. Alright, so I have deleted my old file. I'm trying to bring it back from HDFS. Bring updated from HDFS. So you could use Hadoop. This time instead of saying copy from local, we'll say copy to local. Alright? Alright. Now if you say cat, okay, it should have some data. Okay, and check. Cat means print whatever is there inside a file onto your screen. Also, you can use ls and the file name to just check the details of the file. You can see this file is created on this date and was created by these people with this kind of permission. So, all right. Hank's question is if I already have file, so that's why I was saying that remove the local file and check if it's no longer there, and then bring the updated from the HDFS. Okay, so there are two files right now. One on the console, as in inside the console, or you can say inside the local machine, either CloudX Lab, and one in HDFS. Okay, so that's why we said remove the local file. Okay, and then check, confirm that it's no longer there. All right, and then bring the updated file from HDFS and check if you have got the latest file data. Hank, Dhirendra. Dhirendra updated the file in Hue and then checking the file from SSH No. So if you have updated the file in Hue, you are talking to HDFS. While if you are executing this on your local file system, then you are actually talking to the local file which is older, not the updated one. Deepak's question is if you put file in any folder in HDFS, then can directly copy or first file move to the user. If we put file in HDFS in any folder in HDFS, then can directly copy or yes, you can do that. Take a look at this command, okay? If you use this, okay, so there are quite a few commands in Hadoop FS. Take a look at those. They will go. I mean, we'll go into those details. Right? Japrika's question is, if the file present inside one folder in HDFS, then how to give command to access it? Okay. So basically here the way we have written this, all right. Question is how to talk to the subfolders. Okay, how to talk to subfolders, right? That's your question. Let's try to take a look. Now, let's say there was this file called 27 August 1st. I'm moving this to a folder called 27 August. Okay. Now, if you take a look at 27 August folder, okay, it contains this, correct? Because we moved from my home folder to this one. All right. Now, the next step is to, take this and put it somewhere in the HDFS. Okay, let's say we instead of putting it my home folder, I want to put it in the this particular folder. Okay, this particular folder, 27 August batch. All right, so I could say this, or I could say simply this. Okay, please carefully pay attention. Here I could say 27 AUG slash. Okay, I could say 27 AUG slash because I have moved the file from my home directory to 27 August, Also, I could say, okay, what is my present working directory? All right, I could say this. Okay, and so on. Do I make sense to you? So I moved this file to a folder, local folder called 27 August. And then I'm trying to upload this file from this one to here. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Yes. A good question from B. Ajan. So, is there a way to take a look at the list of files at the remote? We could say Hadoop fs minus ls. Okay. If you say, if you want to see, if you want to do the remote ls on HDFS, okay, you could do that. All right. If you want to take a look at a remote file, let's say after I have uploaded the file, let's say I want to take a look at this. Okay, we could say Hadoop fs minus cat 27 august.txt. Okay, this is what I'm trying to do from my local. Okay, so it directly fetches the latest copy from the HDFS. All right. So Swan's question is that this command is giving error because you have to put slash in the beginning. Okay, slash means absolute location. And if you don't provide slash, it's going to find this particular location, okay, in your current home directory. All right. All right. So Swan, other thing is that, yeah, this is wrong for multiple reasons. Okay. So you were trying to do this, right? So what is it that you're trying to do is you are trying to copy this file from your local to the remote one. Question is, does this file exist locally? When I say locally, uh, it means the local folder. Okay. Does this folder exist along with the file inside it? Do you get result when you say ls minus l? Okay. Answer is no, because probably you're confusing the local file system with the remote. Okay. Copy to local. Okay. So sorry. So yeah. So this one, okay, so when you're saying Hadoop FS copy to local, it means you're expecting that this file exists remotely in the HDFS. Okay, sorry, exist in HDFS. Sorry, and Hadoop FS minus ls. Okay, so the main difference is you did not put the slash. Rest is good. All right. Okay, so can you show me the error, Swan? Okay, this is what Swan is trying to do. And okay, Hadoop fs minus copy to local user Swan the 28 August. Do you have a folder in your Hue with the name 28 August? Okay. Did you check the casing because it is case sensitive? Okay. So the error which is being reported is permission denied for this to access execute. I note this. Okay. And yeah. So I think let me take a look at your folder. Okay. Let me take a look at your folder and I'm going to log in into SSH. All right. Or I'll just find out your login password. Okay, if possible, you can provide me your login password. I can try taking a look. Okay, good. So he has fixed his problem. Good. So the problem is that tax data is not in 28 August. All right, good. All right, so these were quite a, I hope everybody is able to go through these 5 steps. Yes. So we created a file in your home directory using Nano, uploaded it to HDFS, added it in a Hue, then remove the local file, and then brought it back from HDFS locally. Deepak is done. Um, Question from Azan is that instead of deleting, can we do it? I think there is -f flag. All right, I'm going to move to that. Okay, if you want to copy to a particular directory in local, you can tell the command, yes. The last argument you can provide. Here, when we said copy to local, we have not provided the folder. We can provide that folder also. Okay, as I was describing to you here. Yeah, you can see this command here, Jayaprakash. This is the command I was talking about. All right, good. All right, now instead of me telling you all the commands, I will basically try to hand over that to you. We could say Hadoop fs minus help. It gives you all the details of the command. Okay, here as you scroll through it, so to see, I'll just give you the command so that you can also go through all the variants. Okay, so Hadoop fs minus help is the command we are talking about. Okay, so you can, if you scroll or say pipe more. Pipe more means show it page wise. All right, try these. Good. So we have Hadoop FS. If you do not provide any argument, that then you'll get the list of files. It says append to file. So instead of every time have to download and modify and add it, you can simply append to an existing file. Append to file is provided by provide Hadoop because it does not really involve updating metadata. It only involves updating one of the data nodes, and cat prints that data. Okay, so copy from local and copy to local we have already used. If you want to change the permission, you could use any of these commands. Also, most of this work can be done directly using Hue, so you don't have to learn everything. In case you want to learn any of the command, you could say -help and say copy from local. Okay, so you can see this kind of command, okay, gives you the details. It gives you the details of, it's saying it is very similar to put. So let's try to take a look at put. Okay, put. All right, you can see that. So you can take a look at all the commands. Okay, so here it says local source, destination, and so on. All right, if you want to overwrite an existing file, you could say -f. That will overwrite the file. Okay, if you want to exit from the more, you could either press Ctrl C or press Q, Ctrl C, Ctrl C. That should do it. Okay, don't try Ctrl Z. Try either Q or Ctrl C. Okay, so let's say I was here. All right, -help pipe more. Okay, if I press spacebar, I go to the next page. Okay, and then I could quit. Or instead of more, you could also use less. That's also quite user friendly. All right. All right. So that was the, okay, those were the commands that we were using. All right. To see the help document about the provided commands. All right. Now, if you want to take a look at the various, the nodes containing your file, you could take a look at this using the absolute location. Okay, how to take a look? Using this kind of command. Okay, let me modify the command. Okay, I'm going to modify the command to the same file, 27 August. Okay, because that's kind of, so we are saying HDFS, FSCK, minus blocks, minus location, minus racks, minus file. We want to see all the diagnostic details about this file. So HDFS, FSCK is another command which helps you do the administrative work. Okay, so when we execute this command, it shows us in detail what's going on. It shows that connecting to the name node, okay, you can see that connecting to the name node. Okay, so we are talking to the file system. We are trying to do the file system check. Okay, and it says that it is started by me and so on. then it is showing us all the blocks. It is showing that there is only one block with this block ID. See this? This is the block ID. This is the node ID. You can see that. And this is the block ID. Okay. And it has got 3 replication factor. And there are these many nodes that contain the data. 43.77, 13.154, and the last one. Let's say I want to change the replication factor for this node, this particular file. So what I do is I say Hadoop fs set replication to say 5, and I provide the name of my file. Okay, remember our sorry, it has to be small r. Okay, so it is saying that the replication factor has been set. All right, now let's take a look at the total number of blocks again. Okay, so it says that target replica is 5 but found 3, meaning it is not yet replicated to all the nodes. It is still replicating. Okay, so right now you can see that this particular node 1, 2, 3 is still 3. Now let's try executing it. Again, this time still the replication has not started. Still there are three copies found. Maybe it is about to copy. So missing replicas are 2. Okay, and total number data node as of now are these. Okay, still there are missing replicas. Okay, maybe system is busy doing something. Okay, I'm typing this quickly because I'm pressing my up arrow key and then pressing enter. Okay, so yeah, I'm not that fast at typing. All right, so I'm just pressing the up arrow key that is giving me previous command and pressing enter. Okay, so this is called shell. Shell provides you quite a few features. One is pressing Ctrl R and typing any command from history. Okay, so it quickly takes you there and you can use that one. All right, looks like there is something going on with the file system. Maybe by the time we come back from break, it would be settled. So actually what I did was okay, yes. So typically lag in creating replicas is quite low, but since there are quite a few administrative tasks going on right now, therefore probably there is some time lag. All right, because there was a one node failure yesterday. Also, all of you, please pay attention. Uh, do not keep some data in local because there is a chance of it getting deleted, right? So yesterday we at AWS one of our node went down and we could not recover data, but our HDFS is working fine because only one data node called e.cloudxlab, this console itself was not able to start. Luckily, everything which is in the HDFS is intact and our HDFS also got tested very well. Okay, so do not try to keep in local because there are chance of getting it deleted. Okay, instead keep it in HDFS. So question from Azan is that you don't have to give the full location as device. No. In this case, you just have to give the relative location. And relative location, the file is in my home directory. So I have just given the file name. A question from Christine. Could something happen on the system that the application is broken before it completes? Will it restart somehow? Could something happen on the system that the application? So I don't know what exactly happened on the system. All right. So let's take a break for 10 minutes and back by say what will be that? 10:08 p.m. IST. Okay. I'm not sure about other time zones. All right. Let's take a break for 10 minutes. All right. It'll be 10:40 CST. All right. 11, not 11. Yeah, 11:40 CST. Good. Hi everyone. So should we start now? I'm back. All right. So, okay. S- Is everybody back? Great. So before the break, we were trying to set the replication factor to 5. Okay. So, okay. So you can see here that the replication factor has been set to 5. Okay. Here it says that one copy is on this, sorry, one copy is on this node, second on this, third on this, and so on. Can you see this? All right. So we have been able to change the replication factor to 5. Okay. So here, these are the 5 nodes that contain the replica copy of the block. There is only one block. Okay, you can see total blocks is 1. The replicated blocks are uh, going to be 5. All right, sounds great to everyone. Okay, Christine's question is, what is this number? These are total number of data nodes alive, and right now there are only how many nodes alive? Okay, here if you go to HDFS, it shows you that 6 out of 7 are up. Okay, so that's what it is trying to show. All right, so it shows that one of the nodes is down out of this. Okay, in this one it shows that the following component is down. We can start it by saying action selected host data node start. So it is trying to start that data node. Okay, so one's question is generally how much time it takes to replicate files. Depend on size of the file. It depends on the name node. So it does not depend on the size of the file because, okay, because it's basically modifying the metadata, not the data. Okay. All right. So is everybody up for a quick quiz? All right. Here are two questions from me. Which of these commands only impact name node? Okay. Hadoop, fs, move file1.txt to file2.txt, Hadoop, okay, and set replication to 4 file1.txt, okay, copy from local saying copy from local filex.txt, whatever we want to say here. Okay, so let's say we are trying to copy a file from local. So which of these commands, first one, second one, third one, which of these commands only impact name node? Only impact name node. Which of these commands, or you can say, which of these commands do not impact data node, only impact name node? Okay, so Jayaprakash, the keyword here is only. Correct, Maggie, you got it right. Correct, Azan. Good. So only first one, because when you say set wrap, it's going to talk to the data nodes and replicate data. While when you say fs copy from local is going to copy, while when you move a file to another file or a folder, it's not going to tell the data node. Okay? All right. Now, let me change the wording a little bit and then let's see. Only talk to name node. Okay, which of these command only talk to name node? Yes. This time I'm going to give it name like A, B, and C. Okay, what were the other commands? Let me take a look so that all of us are all right. All right, let me also try to include one more here. It's called ls. Yes, ls chmod chmod. Chmod is changing the mode of a file. Okay. All right. So, all right. So out of A, B, C, and D, change mode doesn't change the permission of the file. So which one is? So Christine, no. Christine's question is, talking is only done to name node? No. As I gave you an example yesterday here when we were talking that this is the right way. So this command actually goes and talk to data node directly. All right. So when you, okay, I'm using the keyword only, only. Okay. Do I need to emphasize a little bit more? So when we move the file 1 to file 2, do we talk to data node? When we change the replication factor, do we talk to the data node? When we copy from local of a data, then do we talk to the data node? And so on. Those are the questions. So which of these commands only talk to name node? So talk means this command is only going to, so okay, when I say talk means strictly communication, that your command is going to name node and coming back. Okay, whether name node is talking to each other or not, that's not your problem. Okay, the answer is all except C. Who got it right? That's correct, Swan. Good. And okay, all right. All right, Christine, I would love to clear the doubts because this is the right moment when the doubts need to be cleared. All right. So when we move a file, right? When we move a file, we are basically, changing the index, changing the kind of pointers, changing the kind of only the index of a book. We are not changing the actual data. Okay. When we are setting the replication factor, we are only going to tell the name node to do so. It's not our duty to create the replicas. It'll happen between the data nodes. When we say copy from local, then this whole mechanism is going to kick in. So you talk to name node is going to talk to all the data nodes and so on. And when you say ls, you only list the directories or the files. And chmod means changing the attributes of a file and so on. Good. All right. Is everybody, sometimes I can also be wrong. Like I was about to make a mistake and one of you suggested that, okay, set replica is going to impact the data nodes. Yes, I would love to answer your questions. Is this clear to everyone? Good. This is very important because if you uh, right, because this is going to impact our decisions as we go forward with respect to locating a data and doing other operations. Questions from Jayaprakash is that okay, let me explain what does it change mode do. Change mode changes the attribute of a file. You remember the DOS where you had attrib command, or when you click on right click properties and you change the read only option to something else? That's what a change mode. Okay, change mode just changes the attributes, and these attributes are stored as a metadata. Attributes like who can modify this file, who is the owner, what are the permissions of a file. That is the ch mode. E option will not impact the data node. Only the C1 will impact the data node. Rest will only, okay, sorry, we're not talking about impacting. We are only talking about communicating. Okay, so E will only talk to name node while C will talk to first name node, then the data nodes. All right. So right now, my home directory, if you go to Hue and in your folder here, if you type my, if you try to go into my folder, you will be allowed. Okay. So if you in Hue, if you go, you will be allowed because I have given everybody this permission to read and write. Okay. So everybody can read my folder. Okay. All right. Hank, do you want to do this? Hank wanted to see a demo of permissioning. Okay. Hu- Okay, Hari, I'll try to explain your question. It's a very good question. Okay, so I was trying to show you that this is my folder. If you go to this folder in your Hue, basically click on edit button, paste this and press enter. Okay, so okay, so you can actually go there, but the moment I say Hadoop, okay, Hadoop fs minus chmod s- okay 750 dot. Are you able to access it now? No? Now try going into that folder. Are you able to go into that folder? You just click on edit button, copy paste this and press enter. Yes, access is denied. But when I say chmod 755, Hank, did you get access denied error? Correct. You can't. But let's say I change the mode now. Okay. Can you access now? Try again. Christine and Hank and others, whoever is trying, are able to go into my folder. You should be. Okay, so Azan is able to see. Go into my folder. Correct. Before you could, but you could not get end. Okay. Yeah. So this is the role of permissioning. I said the others, I gave permission called 5, which means I'm giving the read and execute permission on a directory. So please take a look at Unix permissioning. Will give you an idea about HDFS permissioning as well, because the model of permissioning, model of the folder structure is very much similar to what is there for the Unix. Okay. You should be able to just Anu, just try searching. Go up here, type my full name, Sandeep Giri, and you should be able to see this is the one I'm talking about. 9034. All right. I've given the permission for everyone to see my home directory. All right. Good. All right. Let's go ahead. Yes, because I have given the permission explicitly to the users. If I deny it, others cannot access it. All right, now moving ahead. There were two more wonderful questions I would like to answer. One was, okay, there was one question. What would be the name of the files on the data nodes? Okay, a data node contain the file in the form of, the name of the files are after the data blocks. Okay, so I'll show you this. So you can see here, okay, in these machines, on this machine at this IP, if you go to their they'll contain something called HDFS data folder. Okay, if you're admin, if you go into there, then you will see files with this name. Okay, you will see files with this name. So is there a copy of this one on this machine? Yes, there is 6179 61. Okay, so if I go to, all right, okay, all right, so this is the folder that contains, all right, um find, grab. I'm going to use the command to find it, whether is there a block with this name or not. So you can see this, there is a block with this name. Okay, all right. So I could see, you can see that there is a block with this name and it contains the binary format of the data. All right. So Also, let me try to take a look at. So basically, there is a block ID. This part is the block ID. Okay. So we could say BLK underscore this. You can see this. All right. So in this folder, under this, there was this block ID, what we had copied from there, and there was this information. Are you able to see? So this is the data in the form of it, folder inside folder and so on. Uh, Data nodes keep the sections of the data here. Good? All right. So if you go to at any point of time, if you say find this, grab your block number, whatever is your block number, you can use that. Okay. So you can use that block number to, let's say somebody's having this one, and you can have that. In case you forgot your block number, you can again go up. Okay, this part is the block number. Okay, and this probably the, okay, so you can see that there is a metadata related to the block, and then there is actual block. So you, at any point of time, you could say this. Great. So every data node stores block, part of the block, part of the big file in the form of blocks. Okay, so yes, do you believe me now? Question from Babu is, what does metadata block contains? There could be some metadata, some data related to, on every data node, they also keep some kind of other information for that particular block. Okay, that is stored on the data node. All right, so that's pretty much good. So we were able to kind of do the holistic view. Location of the block can change. Therefore, I used this kind of a command. Okay, I used this kind of a command. Okay, find this. Okay, before that, I noted down the block ID, and then found the data and tried to see what's there inside the data. Okay, Mrityunjay's question is, it says healthy. Healthy means it has been replicated. Okay, when I say, I'm saying HDFS, FSCK, it is showing us the status as healthy. All right, Mrityunjay, did you understand something wrongly? Okay, first find the block ID using HDFS command. Okay, this command. Good. And then find the block using this. All right. Great. So that was our hands-on discussion. So this is the first group who has done this kind of hands-on. Okay. So what errors do we see if it is not healthy? That's missing this question. There could be, it could say unhealthy actually. Okay. When there are not sufficient, or it could say corrupted, or it could say, uh, okay, healthy. All right. Good. Okay, Anuja's question is, what is the location of replicated data block? Same location. You take a look at all the replicas here. All the copies of the block are going to be in the same place on various machines. Okay, A, B, C, D, E, and so on, and so forth. All right, on those machines. So what you see here is the IP address of everyone, all these machines. And you can also see that data nodes are running on a particular port. All right. And here in our case, they're running on different machines. Was he able to answer, Anuja? So whether it's a actual block or the replicated, it's the same thing. Okay. And the location is same as what we have shown here. Okay. Yes. So we have 6 data nodes. There are 7 nodes, correct? And right now there are total 7 data node, and I think all of them are now up. Right now I'm only logged into E, and we only have permission to log in on one of the consoles, not everyone. Okay. Question from Harshvardhan is, can replication be less than 3? Yes, you can try that. Jayaprakash's question is, replicated block and the main block has same ID. So no, every block ID has got a different ID. Okay, every block has got a different ID, and you have to note down the different IDs. All right, sorry, yes, just a second. No, you are right, Japrika. So the block is going to have the same ID all across. So this is your block ID located on different machines. So you are right. So replicated blocks and main blocks, all of these are going to have same ID. They have the same ID but on different servers. It shows that this is your actual block, okay, and it is going to be located on these blocks. Good. Was he able to answer your questions? Quick question is, if we have 7 data nodes, how many, what is max replication we can set? Yes? All right. So yes, one of the things is that minimum replication has to be one. One means only one copy, one total data. Okay, one total blocks. All right. Zero means you don't want any blocks, and zero is not something supported. Zero is equal to deleting the file. All right. Zero is equal to deleting the file. One means there is no replication and there are total number of copies of a block is only one. And since there are 7 data node, and every copy has to be on different data node. Therefore, you cannot have more than 7 replication. Okay, so that's correct. Um, Christine, Azan, Anuja. Okay, yes, Swan. So you cannot have the more than 7 replication factor. You can try doing that. Okay, let's say we say set replication as 15. Okay, we set replication as 15. Okay, it has accepted the request, but if we keep on checking, it'll say that here it'll say that the okay missing replicas are 10, and it'll keep on saying that target replicas is 15, but found only 5. Okay, in case you add more data nodes in future, then it will start replicating there. Good. Okay, so it shows that this percentage of the total replica requested are missing. Okay. Yes. So Anuja, that's right. Replicas are same as original. So total copies of the data or total data blocks, okay, including the original, is counted as replication factor. Okay. All right. Under replicated and misreplicated. Where is that? Yes. Okay. There is only one block. All right. And misreplicated as in all right, this actually I'm seeing for myself for the first time. So I'll have to take a look at what does it mean by misreplicated. So Jayaprakash, in case more data nodes are added in future, this replication will automatically happen. You do not have to kick in. That's why it has capped the note that target replica is that much. And it keeps trying that. Okay, now it has made a copy as 7 and 8 are missing replicas. All right, so let me also try doing 0. All right, so that's pretty much with respect to HDFS. I would like to continue with some more detail. So it says that it should be more than 1. 0 means actually deleting the file. Okay, 1 means only one copy. So if one data node goes away, your data is gone. All right. At this point, it has started deleting it, and right now it is there. File is unhealthy when the data gets deleted, when the whole file is not available. Okay. So yeah. So since name node is keeping in mind that there are some files that need to be replicated, the name node will inform the new data node that you need to copy the data. All right. Yes, three replicas are the, by default. Okay. So by default, every file consumes three times the storage. Okay. Let me clear this definition very much before we talk about anything. Okay. So 1 TB file with three replica factor is going to consume a 3 TB storage or B 4 TB storage, C 2 TB storage. Quickly, 1 TB file with uh, okay, 1 TB files with three replica factor is going to consume. Correct. So it is going to answer is A. Okay, answer is A. 1 TB file with three replica factors, set rep 3 means 3 TB. All right, let's keep it very clear. Let's not confuse it that, okay, 3 replication factor means 1 plus 3 is 4. No, let's keep it straight. All right, that's pretty much sums up our discussion on Hadoop file system. All right, all right. I would like to, introduce you to processing part. That's correct, Hank. All right. A quick question to all of you. How much time would it take for a single computer to resize a million profile pics? Anybody? Let us say you have your job as a data center engineer is to resize 1 million profile pics that people have uploaded to create the icons of those 1 million profile pics. And you computed that it takes around 2 milliseconds to read the picture from the disk and 1 millisecond to resize it. How much time it is going to take for a single computer? Okay, let's say single computer and it is 1 gigahertz. Okay, 1 gigahertz plus 1 GB RAM. Yes? Okay. Okay. So there's a computer whose processor is 1 gigahertz with 1 GB RAM, and it takes around 2 milliseconds to read the file and 1 milliseconds to resize. How much time do you think it will take for this one to do the 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 processing of 1 million files? 1 million files. What is the minimum? What is the minimum if you are really good computer? So so Jayaprakash says that 3 into 10 to the power 6 seconds. Good, good. uh Sorry, 3 into 10 to the power 6 milliseconds probably. Okay, good. That's good, Christine. That's good, Christine. All right. And Yes, Venkat. So, all right, at this point, so, all right, all right, let me try to see if your answers are correct. All right, the answer is that here, sorry, actually, please increase it by one more zero. It's 20 milliseconds and 10 milliseconds. Sorry, again. All right. Okay. So I have tried to modify the question because the computation was different. All right. So I've changed the question a little bit. So 20 milliseconds to read the file and 5 milliseconds to resize it. It takes approximately 20. Here, the most important part to understand is I am only counting 20 milliseconds, not the 5 milliseconds required to resize. Okay. The important part to highlight here is that I'm only counting this time because if you use multi-threading or you use this processor today's time, by the time you are reading the data, the processing will happen in parallel of some other file. So if you are using multiple threading on a machine, you can actually the task which takes more time is going to be your bottleneck. Okay. So this is the time which will actually take for the file to process. Okay. Imagine there are two readers and one processor, and by the time the file is being read, the processor will continue to process. So this is not going to be counted. It's a very important aspect because in a multi-threaded application, it can process the data while the data is being read, and Therefore, we are only going to talk about the time it has taken to read from disk. Okay? Okay. If you're using threads, then the mean time consumed is in reading, not in processing. Okay? If you draw them on timeline, you will see that that you can actually parallelize it. Okay? Good? So it's like this. I mean, yes, it's only 20 milliseconds which we are going to use. All right. Is everybody comfortable with this? All right. Let me see what mistake I have made. 60 divided by 60. Yes. Sorry for this. That's correct. Thank you, Christine. All right. All right. So I'm going to just copy this. All right. Now, the bigger question here is, can this be improved if we buy a supercomputer or a quad core? Yes. Instead of this low-end one single processor, let's say you are trying to buy a 4 gigahertz processor, okay, will this improve? Okay, please keep in mind that main time has gone in reading the data, not processing the data. The time that took to process the data, we have anyway ignored. Why? Because of parallel computing. While somebody was processing it, other one was busy in reading the data. Therefore, therefore, okay, therefore, it does not make sense to do the, okay, all right. So this is a very important aspect, and I have recently included this example, and we will discuss it in detail because this is the crux of most of the parallel computing. Because here the problem is not with respect to processing. Problem is with respect to reading from the disk. Reading from the disk is slow and is sequential. While one process is reading a file, the other thread is processing the other file which have been read from the disk earlier. Therefore, the time taken to read from the disk has been very well compensated. Even if your machine can run two threads in parallel, it should be good without any of this. Okay? So imagine you are having a producer consumer kind of model whereby one thread is putting the data into a queue and other thread is taking it and processing it. The thread which is processing it is will be consuming it really fast, and the main weight will go in reading the data. So the only time it's waiting is in the reading in the reading of the file, and therefore only the reading of the file matters. The time consumed in the reading matters. Unless we improve the file system, unless we improve the hard drive or SSD, we cannot improve the performance. This is a very important aspect, that it is not the processor which is the bottleneck, it is the disk. If you do not believe me, if you are having an old laptop of Lenovo and replace the hard disk with a solid state drive, compare the performance. Because 90% of our work, 90% of our time goes in waiting for the disk. And in this particular example, it's 100%. All right. Question remains here, that how do you improve this? The answer is, let this data, let these 1 million profile pics be distributed in the cloud. Distribute it on your HDFS and let programs be run on all these machines parallelly, so that the read speed of all these data nodes get used. So if you have say if you have say okay, if you have say 200 nodes, that means this task will finish in 100 seconds, in a minute. That's correct. All right. If you have 200 nodes, then all the 200 nodes will read the data parallelly, and therefore it'll take only 100 seconds. And that is the magic of distributed computing. All right. Yes, Jayaprakash, it will work on old systems. Actually, new SSDs. You could try that. The point of discussion here is that it is not the processor which matters in 90% of the cases. It is the disk that matters, and that's one of the sole reasons of Hadoop being fairly successful as compared to the the race of buying a supercomputer. Good. All right. I did not get your question, Hank. All right, so and in the next session, we are going to go into the details of yarn and into the details of MapReduce, and we will discuss the details about how to use Piglatin quickly. Okay, so next sessions are going to be mostly hands-on. Okay, so try to, I mean, in the meantime, I would actually recommend that you go through CloudX Lab videos, try to use those, and try to understand how to do something, how to get something done on CloudX Lab, as well as try exercising, try to go through the HDFS a little bit more, go through the manual of HDFS, and try to understand the various commands. All right. See you next week, and I look forward for more questions. Feel free to schedule a one-on-one if you have any doubts with respect to hands-on. All right. Thank you, Christine. Bye bye. Bye, Michelle. Bye, Maggie. Bye, Hank. Bye, Swan. Bye, Harshvardhan. Bye, Liladhar. Bye, Bharni. Bye, Sandeep. Bye, Swan. Bye, Deepak. Bye, Haricharan. Bye, Rebecca. Bye, Anuja. See you next week. Have a great week. Bye bye.